Welcome, everyone. We are live, and it is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, y'all. I think there's 3 more days remaining before the baby gets here. Ooh, before the baby chicken gets here. Wonder what we'll name it. Who knows? Let's wait and see. Anyhow, I trust that you rested well. But we need to talk about judgment. I know I talk about judgment every day, but I don't think you get it. Sometimes I have to catch myself, and I'm like, gosh, ah. But you see, judgment, when we judge, it's not talking. I'm going to say the scripture. And I know some people may get upset because they say, oh, why you always going to talk about scripture? Listen, because most, if not all of us, have been hurt by the church, does not mean that scripture does not hold value. The scripture has been quote unquote bastardized by the church. Okay. But what the church cannot ruin are the principles of creation that are in the Bible. Listen to the scripture. It says, judge not lest ye be judged. That is the principle of correspondence. As within, so without. You see, we keep thinking it's talking about somebody other than you. It is only talking about you. So when you hear the judge not, lest ye be judged, it is simply the principle of correspondence that is telling you what you hold within is what you will experience on the outside. So to judge now, if you're looking at your life and like I do sometimes, I smack my forehead and I say, oh my God, why am I not further ahead? Oh my God, why? You see that judgment right there? How does it make you feel? We keep thinking that we change things with our words, but we do not. It is the feeling behind the word that gives it power. Well, how can I be so sure? Well, if you couldn't speak, would you still not be the director of your own life? Why is that? Because we don't speak with words. We speak with feelings. Some call them emotions, but that's what we speak with. You ever been in church as a young child and you fidget a little too much? Now, I wasn't always blessed with the fact that my grandmother sat next to me the whole service because she was busy leading worship, but if I fidgeted too much, or she looked at me and I did not know all the words, that look told me everything I needed to know. That look was either, we gonna go over these words when I get home, or that look said, if I put my hands on you, the police is going to come. And she didn't say anything, not a word. She just looked at you. She just looked at you. Or she'd start humming. Little did I know that humming has an effect. I had no idea that humming, when you hum for yourself, it changes you on the inside. Oh, indeed it does. The vibration of humming. You don't have to say anything. You just have to hum. The vibration of the humming changes you on the inside. It has a very calming effect. Little did I know, I didn't even know how she knew that humming would cause her not to beat me. Jeez. I digress. It is that feeling on the inside. It is the feeling on the inside. Ever been in a crowded room and your eyes caught someone across the room and their eyes caught yours? Nobody said a word. But it was that feeling. And we want to get all fancy and say intention. Judge not. The way you feel when you judge yourself. Okay? What does it make you feel like? This is the question. What does it feel like when the judgment passes through you? When you think of it? When you're in the mood of judgment? What does it feel like? Then that is the type of experience you will have. People say all the time, well, I didn't exactly want that thing to happen to me, but why did that thing happen? Because that thing is the corresponding thing to the internal. It's the corresponding thing. If what is within you is, let's say joy, it doesn't matter what the joy is stemming from. It doesn't matter. The point is that there is joy within. So now, whatever external experience you have is going to show you joy. It just matches joy. That's why when we hear that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause, it has nothing to do with the words that you utter. It is what's behind the word. What is moving, what is causing you to say the word is the most important part. So I mentioned to you yesterday about weight loss. You want to lose weight, but every time you look in the mirror, you're talking about, oh my God, my butt has its own zip code. Or you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, I am just like, oh, the scale is not my friend. You're not saying words. Go where the feeling is. See what that feels like. It makes you, when you judge yourself, depending on how you judge yourself. And normally when we judge, it's not a good thing. Think about that. Normally when we judge, it's not something pleasant. Normally when we judge, we're like the two old men in the balcony on the Muppets. Oh my God. Did you really leave the house looking like that, Al? Look at you. I can see your edges. Normally when we judge, it is not pleasant. So when you're told to judge not, lest ye be judged, the warning is simple. That feeling that accompanies your judgment is the same kind of feeling you're going to experience in the outside world. So if you're judging and you are scornful, if you're judging and you're like, ugh, I can't take you on, I can't stand you. See that feeling? But now let's flip it. If you are, I saw it in myself yesterday. I doubt myself a lot in certain areas. Like my coworker was gone for a week, and so I did her job. And so she came back yesterday, and everybody was like, "Oh, Angela did such a great job. Everything just ran so smoothly." First thing out of my mouth was, "We'll see." As soon listen, before it even passed my lips, I said, "Well, damn, girl. Don't you either know what you're doing or you don't. You don't trust yourself on what you're doing? Why you gotta be so? Why you gotta be so questioning of what you do? Have some confidence in yourself. You did all of this work, yours plus hers, without any hiccups. Any mistakes you did, you caught them. So what's your problem? Why you gotta self-flagellate?" That was a conversation going on in my head because I saw how little I see of myself and my capabilities. So I judged. Oh, but I could have done better. Yeah, but you haven't been doing it very long. You did a great job. Validation, anybody? You see how important it is to catch those feelings? Why are you seeking validation, Angela? That's the question I asked myself. Why are you seeking validation? Fear. Because you got to remember the previous job, right? Sometimes we think things don't impact us, but they do. They leave an impression. The previous job, whoo, y'all know if you've been here for a while, you know. And so I had to check myself. And it was like, you got to do better, Angela. And I said, well, let's not beat myself up. What is better? You get a compliment, you say thanks. Because did you not do it? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I'm like, well, then, if you did it, you did it. You own that. I said, okay, I did it. And that's how I had to talk myself out of that bad attitude that I've had for years. You know how it is. Somebody gives you a compliment, you're like, "Oh, what, this old thing?" We bring it down. But that's coming from somewhere. Examine the feeling behind it, and you'll see what it is that's running you from the shadows. You'll see how you're judging yourself. Thereby, you'll begin to see the kinds of experiences that you have that match that feeling every single time. Every time. Oh, but if I if I celebrate my wins, people are going to think I'm arrogant. What now? Where's that coming from? People are going to think you're arrogant? What? Listen, here's a wake-up call for you. Nobody's thinking about you. Do you know why? When you walk down the street, how many people's faces are in their phones? Oh, and you think they're thinking about you? No. Not because you're not worthy to be thought about, but because they are otherwise engaged somewhere else mentally. So here we are, beating ourselves down, thinking that people are judging us, when in actuality, we're the ones judging ourselves. Ending up that we're having the corresponding experience on the outside. Hmm. So you take your time because habits are beautiful, you know. They are. And we only make them. Well, you stopped doing one thing, did you not start to do another? Of course. So we make habits. So what is your habitual feeling? This is the question. And you don't have to go looking for it. It's always there because it's your habit. It's the way you roll, the way you do things. Mine? Not seeing the full value of myself. That's mine. Listen, I've been with it for a long time, so I know. I know. Logically, I know. Neurologically, because it's my habit and I've been doing it for such a long time, it's my default. And so every time I catch myself, I don't catch myself all the time, but every time I catch myself, I say, whoa, whoa, what is it that you want to become? What would I be doing? How would I be behaving? Well, not like that. Like what? I said, well, like this. Well, then do it. I'm like, okay, 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 okay. And I start doing it. So you see, judge not. It's not that it's a beat down. It is a way for you to see your inner self clearly. Because when you judge the self so harshly, you muddy the water and you can't see anymore. Thereby, you don't see what you're doing, what's happening. And then you just keep doing the same thing you've always done, not seeing it at all. Talking about, well, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know how to change. Because you keep judging. You observe without judgment. The best way to explain that for you is with babies. Observe without judgment. What's the baby doing? It's not trying your patience. You're judging the baby. How does it know? Some would say, well, these children know exactly what they're doing. She on my last nerve. What? They're simply expressing themselves. Observe the expression. How does the expression make you feel? Well, then you have to know that's what's coming out of them. Then, when you look at them, you can have mercy and say, ah, I feel you. How can we ease what you feel? We do it all the time with colicky babies. Oh, he's crying all the time. He's in pain. I don't know what's wrong. And you're tired, right? I just want the baby to stop crying. But the baby's not crying because it's got a mouth. It's crying because it's telling you something. But because we're tired and we're frustrated, we don't hear. We don't hear. Because we judge. So what am I supposed to do, Angela, if I'm so tired and this baby's got me up all night? Understand that it's not up all night because it wants to taunt you. Breathe, because just breathe. And you'll begin to hear. You'll begin to hear what that baby is saying without a word. So which cry are we giving out to the world on a daily basis that no one seems to understand? They just judge you. But there's a cry going out. And because we judge, we do not hear the cry. We're just annoyed by it. So when we judge now, you're just making a lot of noise. We don't hear. Right? Because we're looking through the lens of our own frustration. You see what's coming out from the inside? Frustration is coming out. So whatever's going on outside has to mirror the frustration you feel on the inside. Judge not, lest ye be judged. So when you're in a situation, be in the situation to grasp it, to comprehend it. What am I supposed to be seeing here? What am I supposed to be hearing here? What do I need to understand from this situation? And it's never the understanding about the other person, it's the understanding of you. When you understand yourself, now you move different. You'll be able to see what's going on, to hear what's happening, so that you can offer a simple prayer. Oh, shoot, now I see it. Right? I see what they're saying. I understand what they're saying. I understand the pain. Or I can celebrate the joy with you. And see, that's the thing. If somebody comes along and they want to share great news with you, and I've been guilty of this, which one of us hasn't? But that's not, we don't judge, right? Isn't that a thing going on right now, a TikTok challenge? We listen, but we don't judge. When you see what is happening, like when you see where you are, then you begin to grasp why everything is falling into place around you in the fashion that it is. It was very interesting that someone said the other day, the stars are in alignment, astrology. And I thought to myself, what if the stars just mirror you? Here we are thinking it is the stars that control us, when in actuality it is we that control the astrology. How? As within, so without. As within, so without. Everything will match you. Everything. And that's a very good thing to see, because then now you're always in a position of power to say, wait a minute, everything matches me? Well, let me get the first image right, according to what I want to experience. What am I feeling here? And it doesn't teach you to ignore your feelings. It teaches you to look right at them, to say, wait, where's that one coming from? Oh, snap. I'm still holding on to this? Nah, I don't want to hold on to that anymore. I want to be this instead. This is what it causes us to do. It causes us to raise our A game, thereby creating our ideal experiences. This is what it is doing for us. But sometimes all we can see is the punishment. Judge not, lest ye be judged. All we can see is the punishment, because look at where we're coming from. Look at where you're coming from when you hear that scripture. And then you'll understand why people hate hearing it so much. But if we would remove the judgment from it, you would see how it is saving you. It is always putting you in a position that shows you you're the one casting the shadow out in this world. So what shape? You know the guys who do the shadow puppets on the ceiling at night with the lights? You're the one shaping and molding the world around you. What do you want it to be? Then you've got to mold you so that it casts the right shadow. And how do we mold ourselves? Those feelings that we habitually go back to. And when you grasp that a habit is simply a thing that you do the same way every time, where's the power? The power is, well, if it's just me doing the same thing the same way every time, well, then let me choose that which I want to do the same way every time. Do you see? Are you beginning to grasp how phenomenal you truly are.